Kisak, Natasuis, Mwalim, DaPhunkee professor. I'm a musician, a playwright, an educator, and a cultural advocate. And this is my library story.
Walking through the park on a beautiful summer day, or sitting by the fire as the cold winds blow outside. I sing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Okay. So, as a musician, playwright, and storyteller, as a creative, how do these art forms intersect in me telling my story? Well, I guess the number one thing would be that all of them are forms of communication. So I think what helps it intersect for me is looking more so at the similarities between them all as opposed to the differences. And just found that all of them were a way to express different aspects of my story.
Or do you integrate the diaspora into your storytelling and your thinking?
Oh, most definitely. Some of my storytelling tradition, like I said, the direct route would be Barbados. When I started to do the deep dive and found our storytelling styles actually came out of Ghana and Nigeria, I started looking at the storytelling styles that were happening in Ghana and Nigeria. Now, the interesting thing is, what I found funny is how many Black folks in this country decide that they're going to identify with Egypt, even though a lot of us didn't come from there. But began to look at their storytelling styles and their function, and from that I began to find that although the Greeks are credited with creating theater, what they were doing was imitating what was happening in the temples of Memphis in ancient Kemet. These were transformation rituals that the Greeks later reinterpreted as theater. What Greeks actually introduced was the script. That's why Thespis was the first actor to use a script, which is why actors are called thespians.
Why don't you read your vote?
You think about the fact that arguably we have 7 senses, but they only recognize 5. So you think about, you use all 5 of these senses, and all 5 of these senses you can experience the exact same thing different ways, because what it looks like might not be what it smells like, or what it feels like, or what it sounds like. So, and this is the way that these different forms are allow you to explore storytelling.
And they kept on coming. He kept on playing it. They kept on coming, but finally he just climbed up inside the drum. Because he knew the snakes weren't going to follow him because they were afraid of the sound that came out.
And this is something that I came to find later as a performer. Libraries are places that allow performers to actually connect with their audiences and engage with their audiences. It's not necessarily something that you can do, say, like if you go to the theater. There's oftentimes the stage and the orchestra that separates the actor from the audience. But if you're in a library, here's the audience, here's the actor. The story I told the kids earlier today at Springbrook High School, where I was talking about when I was a high school student, I used to actually cut school to go to the Schaumburg Library on 135th and Lenox and hang out in the basement and go through the microfilm, and had all of the elders who were, the senior citizens who were basically down there now living out their life as scholars, showed me how to use a microfiche machine and showed me how to look information up. Tell your truth. Speak your truth, and when I say speak your truth, write from who you are, write from what you see, write from what your experiences are. And don't be afraid to share it. And don't be afraid of constructive criticism. And when I say constructive criticism is this is what's good and this is what would make it better.